All right, here we go. So I left off right here at the word problems. So this is kind of like part 2. First off, Ava, do you know who that guy is? Usain Bolt? Who is Usain Bolt? He is a really fast runner. He is cousins with Insane Bolt. That was good. That was pretty funny. Now, so Usain Bolt is from what country, Mike? No.
I don't know.
Is it a place in Africa?
No.
Well, it's like the same thing. Nigeria.
No.
Nowhere in Africa.
It's okay. Anybody at home?
Jamaica.
Julie.
Oh, you little cheater.
Sherwin Content, Jamaica.
Julie, do you know where Usain Bolt's from? Wow.
Hold
Hi.
on, I'm asking Siri.
No, Usain Bolt is from Jamaica. He's possibly the most famous person from Jamaica in like your time. Now, Usain Bolt is very famous for running. All right, he is so fast, all right, that he won the 200-meter dash with a time of 19.32 seconds. Write and solve an equation to find his speed. And it tells you D equals RT. Have you guys seen this D equals RT before? If you haven't, there's like a pyramid they teach you guys in middle school. It looks like this, D, and then it's R and T, and they put a little multiplication sign right there, meaning R times T is D, or D, and this line acts as a division sign to get D divided by T to get R, or D divided by R to get T. So let's go ahead and solve this. Let's write D equals RT. So you can write D equals RT. Now, Shana, what is the distance? How far did he run? 200. Let's fill that in. Ellie, do we know his rate?
Hold on, I gotta read it. No.
No, but we know his time, right?
Yeah.
What was his time?
19.32 seconds.
Very good. Now, using my pyramid, I just have to do 200 divided by the time. Now, in this equation, this is multiplication we talked about yesterday. When I said multiply, I don't know if you guys remember it, but like in a high-pitched voice, Mike said, "Come on!" Like, do you remember that? Were you there? Because I remember it. Did you watch the video? David, do you watch
A
it?
little bit.
Well, it was pretty silly, right? It was pretty bad.
I forgot to like it.
You forgot to watch it. So we divide by 19.32. Can you guys do that for me? Now, I know you all have a phone, right? Ava, can you do 200 divided by 19.32 on your phone? And I know my answer is in meters per second. 19.32. Just tell me. All right, 10.35. Now, those of you at home, this is going to be a little tough for you, but I want you to envision a classroom. Okay, you guys are here, so you get to see it. Do you guys know how fast that is? How fast do you think it is? All right, let me show you. Ready? Do you guys know how far a meter is? Meter is 3 blocks on the floor. Ready? So this is a meter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9. So this room is like, this room is just under 10 meters. My room is just under 10 meters. Usain Bolt would run from that wall to this wall in under a second. That's fast. That is insanely fast. For those that, Mike, do you play football? Little bit?
Man.
Little bit?
Little bit, man.
Little bit. That's from the goal line to the 10-yard line in 1 second.
I like it.
You like getting hit? I figured you would like to get hit. Laid out. That's so fast. He is so much faster than Tyreek Hill. It's insane. Now, let's suppose Usain Bolt ran the 400 meters. And to put that in perspective, all right, for you, Nate, 400 meters. Do you know how far that is?
Yeah.
How far?
Hold on.
Don't say 400 meters. It's one lap around the track. You know at Springton, that crappy track with all the sand that gets in your shoes? One lap, all the way around.
Ew, I hate
I
that.
want to know how long it would take Usain Bolt to run one lap. Now, we know the formula is D equals RT. And we're going to say he's running at the same rate. Now, we know that's probably not true because when you're sprinting, you get tired, right? You get a little bit slow. But he's not going to get much slower. So let's assume he's running at the same rate. So 400 meters at 10.35. And I want to know the time. So I divide. Nate, do you have the phone?
Yeah, I do.
Can you do 400 divided by 10.35?
Give me a second here.
Oh, I got you.
Alright, 400 divided by 10.35.
Forget to write this down.
It's 38.65. Rounded
Meaning-
to the nearest 100.
Meaning it would take him under 40 seconds to run around that track.
It'll take me like a minute.
Do you know what a minute running around the track equates to in a mile time? A 4-minute mile. You ain't running a 4-minute mile.
Oh, my mouth was actually pretty good.
Yeah, 4-minute mile.
It was like 5.
All that hair is going to be slowing you down.
Hey, I got the hair.
Wind resistance. So that's how fast he is. He's insanely fast. David, kind of puts things in perspective, right? He would probably, you don't run the mile, do you? Do you run it or do you walk it? You walk it.
If I tried, it would take me like 30
I was about to
What's a
say, he
mile?
probably runs the mile in what it takes you to walk 1 mile. Mind blowing. Mind blowing. Next question. Now, Shannon, where's South Dakota? Your answer should have been below North Dakota. It would have been a great answer. No, South Dakota is like up, like in the middle of the country by Canada. It's the best way to put it. Okay. Now, in South Dakota, it gets cold. Okay. So, South Dakota, in Spearfish, South Dakota, the temperature fell from 54 degrees Fahrenheit at 9 a.m. to negative 4 degrees at 9:27 a.m. True story. How many degrees did the temperature fall? Now, Shannon, do you know what this question's asking? Okay, yeah. So we want to find out how many degrees did it drop, right? And we know dropping is going to be negative. So I know my answer is going to be negative. So we don't have to worry about that. Okay? Do you have any idea how to do it? Let's subtract them. So we have 54 degrees Fahrenheit minus negative 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Two negatives make a what?
Positive.
Two negatives make a positive. So that's nice and easy. So that's 58 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Listen, Nate just wants to do the work. And he's like, bro, I ain't writing the equation. Nate just wants to know how many degrees did it drop. And since it's dropping, it dropped 58 degrees. So it's fine. Now, to put that in perspective for you, it's nice outside, right? It's like, what, 68 degrees, maybe like 70? Would you agree? We're in agreement? Ellie, what do you think? In agreement?
Yeah.
Fantastic. To put that in perspective for you, Chucky, it essentially went from, like, imagine right now, the temperature going from like 70 degrees to snow in 30 minutes. And not like a little bit of snow. We're talking like you bring a cup of water outside and you throw it like in one of those TikTok videos, and then like it comes down as snow. We're talking that type of cold. It is nutty. Have you guys ever seen that movie? It's like not End of Days, but it's one with like Jake Gyllenhaal where like the world's gonna end and like they're like outside and just everything turns to ice. Have you guys seen that? It's like End of Days. No, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. You need to watch it. Jake Gyllenhaal. Not a good actor though. All right, moving on. Now, Chucky is like, Harmon, when do we ever use math? And this is when you use math. You thought the balance in your checking account was $68, Chucky. When your bank statement arrives, you realize that you forgot to record a check. Happens all the time. The bank statement lists your balance as $26. Write and solve an equation to find the amount of the check that you forgot to record. Chucky, you with me?
Sure.
Now, do you know what happens when you overdraft your account?
No.
You get fined $25. Bounce check. Now, a lot of you guys are already saying the answer. It's nice and easy, but this is where you use it. You have $68 is what you thought, minus the check that you forgot to write has to equal $26, right? So you guys are using mental math to determine that it has to be $42. And you are correct. And we can do that by guess and check, or you can solve it. Now, this is more like a two-step equation, but I think you guys are good enough that I don't need to go through that. Because Nate was like, bro, it's $42 check. Next question, move on. All right, let's turn the page. Okay. Uh-oh. No. And let's just get started with multi-step equations. What are you doing? Man, I can't wait for this to go on YouTube because I'm recording this.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be like, Mike, what are you doing? AirPods fell.
Oh, you heard that.
All right, Mike, what's the difference between one step and multi-step?
Instead of it being one step, it's going to be multiple steps.
That's my boy. Sarcastic answer. I love it. I really appreciate it. We're going to get along well. So multi-step is going to take more than one step. So before we would like add, subtract, multiply, or divide, even, now we're going to do more than one step. So what is a multi-step equation? An equation that takes more than one step to solve. What do I mean by that? Well, here's an example. 2x plus 1 equals 7. That's a two-step equation. Multi-step could have 2, you could have 3, you could have 4, okay? But we're going to start out with some of the nice, easier ones. And there's an example right there. So to solve some multi-step equations, okay, we need to work backwards through order of operations. So order of operations says this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we're going to be using SADMAP today, which is PEMDAS backwards. So we're going to deal with subtraction and addition first, followed by multiplication and division, then exponents, then parentheses, so to say. Make sense to you? So let's look at number one. Number one says negative 2n plus 3 equals 9. So first thing I need to do, all right, Cody, you there? Cody. All right, first thing we need to do is subtract the 3. Because I want to get rid of the addition first. So I subtract the 3. Notice I'm working down the page. So I have negative 2n equals 6. And now, all right, now from here, I need to undo the multiplication. So it says multiply by negative 2. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. And that gives me n equals 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. And I'm done. All right. Who else? Who else is on that Zoom? Olivia. Olivia, are you there?
Yeah,
Olivia, what do I want to get rid of first in number 2?
the 11.
The 11. So it's a minus 11, so I'm going to add 11. These cancel. I'm left with half of C equals negative 21 plus 11. This is why you need a calculator. That's going to be negative 10. And then, is Louis on there? No bueno on Louis? Unreal. Tyler. 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 Can't. No, I can't. Why would you skip math? I would never skip math. John.
Hello.
John, how do I get rid of times 1/2?
Would you just divide it instead, or would you just multiply negative 10 by 1/2 and get 5?
Well,
Negative 5?
So I liked your answer of divided by 1/2. I'm certainly able to do that. Now, when I divide by 1/2, okay, that's a little tricky. We need to make sure we use parentheses. Okay?
Yeah.
So when I do that, I get 20. All right, so in this case, it's going to be negative 20. The answer I like better when I'm doing this is I like thinking about it as you need to multiply by the reciprocal. So we need to multiply by the reciprocal. And that's what dividing by a fraction does. You multiply by the reciprocal. Any questions? No questions? We good? All right. Let me stop it here.